Well, good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you may be. I am Michael Leonard, and you are listening to the Eight Legged Freaks Radio. Okay, so the two members that GM Longkert opted to remove from the Eight Legged Freak roster responded. The small fire quickly burst into a raging explosion of emotion when the 20-something-year-old, going by the name Crash Logic on Xbox Live, replied via voicemail. Take a listen.
I'll try to be as formal as you. This is Chris Mendrick from formerly a member of the Eight-Legged Freaks. I don't care what direction you're going into. It's a jackass move to kick two people out of the club when they're the ones producing more points for you. You guys couldn't stop the puck if you wanted to, so I'm glad to leave. Good luck.
First of all, the Eight-Legged Freak management is happy with the decision to remove this guy from the club roster, or else Longkert would have never done so in the first place. Second of all, I have to say this. When Layla was out of the net, playing with Crash Logic, she scored 5 goals and had 2 assists in that single game. Reese only had 2 points, but that's because he was in the penalty box pretty much the whole game with 15 minutes of 5-minute, fighting majors. Second of all, when he was on the ice, Reese, that is, Crash Logic refused to pass the puck to him, saying that he was the important one and that Reese was not important. Layla outscored and outclassed Crash Logic. As far as him saying you guys could not stop a puck if you wanted to, well, first off, Reese was just he was just building his goaltender up during his lackluster performance. He's a natural-born sniper. I mean, that's what he is. He scores goals. He's not a goaltender. He was just getting used to playing in the net. I mean, second of all, Layla is rated top 47 all-time OTP Legend 3 rating, and an overall rating of 92. And she was also requested to join the top 100 elite team, the Dog Pound. She did so and went 4-1 with the team, but opted to return to the Eight-Legged Freaks roster because it was just not the same. She enjoyed playing with Reese and the others. I will now play the second message that Crash Logic sent. Take a listen.
First off, the fact that you guys can't understand sarcasm is not my problem. The fact that you guys also tried to bullshit everything on that little YouTube video is not mine as well. If you can't go and join a party and actually have a conversation instead of doing this little bitch talk, then that's not my problem either. I'm done sending these.
Okay, first off, GM Longkert had to talk with this guy via voice messaging format so that he would be able to later record the audio and put it on Eight-Legged Freak Radio. Second of all, there was no bullshitting going on in Elf Radio. Here you get the cold hard facts, love it or hate it, that's just the way it is. Joining me now is Pringles Can.
What's up, dudes? Leonard, I think this goes deeper than a hockey feud. When he talks about Eight-Legged Freak Radio spreading bullshit, he's wrong. However, there was a mistake.
A mistake? What kind of mistake?
On Elf Radio, I came on here saying that Crash Logic, was saying that his team needed a goalie on the EA forums. I thought he was talking about Layla, but if you look at the dates, he had sent the message before he even joined Eight-Legged Freaks. So I suppose I can understand why he was upset about that.
Ah, okay. Well, thank you for that correction, Pringles. So he must not have thought they needed a goalie then, eh?
No, Leonard, no, but I'm worried here. This guy who created another team once again with his 13-year-old kid with him, they are the only two on the team. I was listening in on the conversation last night with Crash Logic and Longkert. Yes, Longkert did go into a live chat with them. Sean was not ducking him. He was not intimidated. He simply wanted audio recorded for this show. But the live chat got wild, man, and I mean wild. I wish we could have recorded that audio for this show. Longkert actually called him out on why he was with the 13-year-old. Crash Logic replied, I met him online, he's my buddy. Longkert then said, is that not what every sexual predator says? We met online. This guy's got some serious issues here that goes far deeper than hockey. I think this kid's parents should be contacted and warned, Leonard. I just got a feeling about this guy.
Well, we don't have much time, Pringles, so I wanted to quickly shed some light on what happened next to the viewers. The feud between Lonkert and Crash escalated into a fury of rage. Though Lonkert remained calm and cool, he said to Crash, "Keep fueling my flame." So the guy challenges Lonkert's club, okay? Lonkert and him made a deal. Number one, Layla would go one game against his club, and Blue Collar Effort would play D one game, while Reese would play right wing both games. So 2 games were supposed to be played. One, because Crash thought he would play the 8-legged freaks, he would outplay him and pound Layla in the net. And 2, because he thought Reese would put up no offense whatsoever. And 3, because he said he would skate right around Blue Collar. The 2 teams met up, and it was war, let me tell you. Blue Collar was on D, Reese was on right wing, and Layla sat in the stands waiting for game number 2, a game that would never happen. Crashologic's team took a 1-0 lead by crashing the PC goalie while the goalie had the puck, knocking it into the goal. There was no call, there was no interference called or anything. The goal stood. This was definitely some kind of a glitch. I can't explain it. The goal should have not counted. Second of all, Reese slapped the puck so hard past their goalie, you could think of only one thing: Brett Hall, baby, the Golden Brett. This tied the game at 1 in the second period. But also in the second period, Blue Collar was ejected from the game from a brutal hit from behind, leaving Reese to fend for himself. The game went into overtime, and late into the first overtime, the other team scored the exact same way they did in the first period. No call, no nothing. Odd, yes. So then they both disappeared into the night and refused to play a second game. They wouldn't even respond. I actually think that they knew that they were, that 8-legged freaks are no joke. They're not going to go down without a fight. They're not going to go quietly into the night. And he knew this. And he knew if he would play a second game that Layla would have shut him out. I guarantee you that. Layla would have shut him out. So if you want to talk about losing, that's what you are as a loser. If you want to talk about BSing, well, Crashologic, it's all you, buddy. I leave you now with some highlights of the game. This is Michael Leonard signing off. Until next time.